would help push forward the entire space to a point where like blockchain-based games are widely accepted.
Web3 gaming has a long way to go before it becomes mainstream.
Close to $3 billion or maybe $3 billion has been invested in Web3 gaming this year alone. Once you're infected with this idea of economic freedom in the digital platforms, you never want to go back.
Creating fun games that people can immerse themselves in, achieve that sense of escapism.
2021, we started to see tons of money pour into the Web3 gaming and NFT space. You saw investments after investments after investments after investments, and even Amazon got into this space as well. This carved out a whole new sector for the crypto space. So it's long overdue. Today I got to talk about a really important topic. We're going to talk about the Web3 gaming space and NFT worlds and where they're heading. But before we get there, we got to talk about the history that led up to this so that you can get a full understanding of NFT worlds and where this space is heading in general. So if you just take a look at the total investments into blockchain gaming space, it is incredible, starting from 2019 where it was only in the 20 millions, all the way to now where we have 7.6 billion invested within the past year, and it continues to grow. And then the amount spent on NFTs and collectibles along with gaming and metaverse within Web3 just grew almost exponential within the past few years. So besides the staggering $7.6 billion invested into blockchain gaming, if you took a look at all blockchain transaction, actually 49% of the transactions were made from blockchain gaming, and then an average of 1.1 million daily users connecting to dApps that are gaming related. So that says a lot about the numbers and where we're going within this space. So over time, we saw even more investments into this space, with more and more gaming studios trying to develop a so-called AAA game that would rival sort of the Web2 game with the Web3 and NFTs functionality. And then crypto metaverse gamings like the Sandbox received some of the biggest VC monies from SoftBank, Animoca Brands, Galaxy Interactive, so you name it, some of the biggest investors within this space. So as you can see, there was a lot of money chasing the Web3 gaming space. So ultimately, lots of competition, but one of the earlier successful games within this space was actually Axie Infinity. Now, they had a tremendous number of growth, fairly simple game. You took around these very cute Axies, you battle against each other, you conquer lands, and then you earn rewards in SLP token, which was the native in-game token, which you could trade to USDs, cashing out. So Axie took off quickly, and because of this play-to-earn nature, Axie Infinity grew very quickly. There was a lot of interest in it, and they were the first blockchain game that hit 1 million daily active users. And they were the first NFT project to actually hit 1 billion all-time trading volume. And if you went back and you looked at Axie's marketplace, some of these Axies were selling for over $90,000 to $130,000. They did more than $1 billion within 12 months. So then there started to be a lot of questions about Axie Infinity's gaming mechanics and its tokenomics when SLP started to crash. Now, those of you who've been following the game, people started to question the mechanics of the game, whether it was a Ponzi scheme, because in order for you to join the game, you had to spend thousands of dollars just to get in. It sounds exactly like a Ponzi scheme. And then also a critical event that drove Axies into the ground was their Ronin hack, where they lost over $600 million of investors and gamers' money. So this really took a crash in the player base, the game, the economy, and from there out, they were done.
Crypto markets are plummeting.
A lot of Bitcoin-maniacs.
Bitcoin plummeted 30% this morning to a low near 30,000 a coin.
The latest fallout from FTX.
That inflation pressures continue to run high.
Okay, so we're now in the middle of the bear market. You know, Bitcoin takes a crash, Jerome Powell and the Feds continue to increase interest rates and tighten up money supply. You know, inflation's killing us, there's a war that's going on, COVID may or may not be finished. So we're in a bad place. The altcoins take an absolute dump. Everything is down by like 90 to 95%. And that is where we are starting our NFT World story. So NFT Worlds was built by these two chads. It was dropped for free on October of 2021. These 10,000 unique 3D voxel pixelated worlds that you can customize, and of course based on Minecraft. It was a decentralized cross-platform and a massive multiplayer ecosystem. It's community-driven and developed as a play-to-earn metaverse. And this quickly caught the interest of the market. It reached 60,000 players and at one point had over 100,000 players with more than 100 projects announcing and building on NFT Worlds. So a more well-known project, Artifact Labs, actually bought one of these NFT Worlds and was planning to build on it. And Artifact Labs, of course, is owned by aka Nike. You can see right over here that to today, they still continue to own this NFT World 6349. And this is going to be important for us because when I talk about the partnerships later on, you could see how NFT Worlds is connected back to Artifact Labs. And if we go back and we looked at their charts, NFT's Worlds World Token actually took off. It went to all the way to 63 cents, was actually their all-time high, and it traded at about a $200 million market cap. At the same time, the NFT Worlds themselves actually sold over 20 ETH at one point. Now, of course, the market, we all know the market took a crash. Economics, the feds are out there every day raising interest rates. Crypto's fundamentals started to become questioned.
Hemorrhaging and eye-watering 2.2 trillion ordinary mum and dad investors sucked in by the hype.
With all of the crashes and all of the black swan events, NFT Worlds continued to take a bigger dip over time. But of course, the black swan event that NFT Worlds experienced in particular was the following. So on July 20th of 2022, Mojang, the makers of Minecraft, came out and said that they were banning NFTs. Now, they gave a lot of reasons for why they banned NFTs, but I want to zero in on this particular reason. So they talked about how NFTs and blockchain technology created digital ownership based on scarcity and exclusion, which does not align with the Minecraft values of creative inclusion and playing together. NFTs are not inclusive of all the community and creative scenarios of haves and have-nots. Now, I find this really hypocritical of them. So Mojang goes on and lists a bunch of other issues, but I have a particular problem with this one. So what they're saying is that they have an issue with NFTs and blockchain technology creating this exclusion of players and scarcity of resources. But the irony of all this is that Minecraft is already excluding some players of their own. So all of this is really funny and ironic because they go and they ban NFTs and blockchain technology when 2 days later they go and they launch this right over here. So you can own your very own Steve collectible on Minecraft, but you can actually purchase it for an X amount of dollars. So I'm going to jump right over here so that you can see you can actually buy Minecraft Steve right over here. So on one hand, Minecraft is concerned about scarcity and exclusion with NFTs, but at the same time, they go and they launch a scarce resource limited edition costly merchandise to their child audience. So let me get this right, Mojang. On one hand, you're concerned about scarcity and exclusion based on NFT and blockchain technology, but you go ahead and you launch a scarce limited edition collectible right in your own store. Now, to further point out the contradictory statements that Minecraft is making, if you look into their marketplace and you scroll down right over here, for those of you who are not familiar, in Minecraft, you can actually buy Minecoins from their in-game store. So this is like the world token, okay? So you're buying Minecoins, and what you're going to do is you're going to explore their ever-growing catalog, and you're going to go down and you're going to purchase your favorite skins, your texture packs, your adventure maps, your mashup packs. So what they're actually doing is very similar to what they set out to exclude with NFTs, okay? So they are allowed to sell their own skins and everything else on their own stores if you purchase their Minecoin. So you can certainly see the contradictory and hypocrisy behind that decision. Okay, now things are looking bad. The price of the world token takes a drastic drop, gets decimated, down 99% from its all-time high, touching as low as a $2 million market cap. The prices of individual NFT worlds themselves dropped all the way from 20 ETH at its all-time high down to a 0.5, 0.4 ETH. So we are in a bad situation. Okay, so that's it. The project is dead. There's nothing else we can do. We're not getting out of this bear market. You know, things are going worse. I'm just gonna end the video right here. Okay, so I'll see you guys. So what did you guys actually think? Did you think that they gave up? Well, hell no, not these guys. So these guys did the complete opposite of what most NFT teams would do within this space. So this reminds me of a David versus Goliath battle, and it also reminds me of the following scene from 300.
This is where we hold them! This is where we fight! This is where they die! And these shields, boys!
So unlike most teams within this space, which would have pulled the rug pull or, delivered some crappy art, for example, right over here, this project actually took in $70 million. It was a 3 ETH mint, and degens were minting it like no tomorrow. And of course, the delivery is definitely not exactly what was expected. That's an understatement. So what I like about this team is that they didn't run away, they didn't shy away from the challenge, they stood their ground and fought the good fight. The next thing that they would do would surprise everyone within the market. So what did they do? They delivered MetaFab. So what is MetaFab and why is it so important? Well, MetaFab is the game engine that NFT Worlds is going to release. The team is going to be using MetaFab in order to build out the entire Minecraft NFT Worlds experience. But what's more important is that it's not only limited to the NFT Worlds team, but any developer and game developers can come along, pick it up, and be able to integrate their Web3 gaming within this engine. So why is MetaFab going to be a game changer to NFT Worlds and the Web3 gaming space? Well, in order for me to explain that, I want you to think about some Web2 games. So some of the biggest gaming studios like Epic Games, who develops Fortnite. And if you don't know about Fortnite, well, I'm sorry to say you've probably been living under a rock. No, I'm just kidding. Well, Fortnite has over 400 million players, but what makes Epic Games so special is their Unreal Engine. So that's their gaming engine that allows them to develop games like Fortnite, and it also opens up for other developers to come in and develop amazing games. So some of the titles that you're going to recognize are Grand Theft Auto, League of Legends, Assassin's Creed, and The Last of Us. So many gaming titles have been developed on Unreal Engine, and it is the competitive advantage that Epic Games has. Now going back to that analogy, MetaFab is basically the Unreal Engine to NFT Worlds, just like Unreal Engine is to Epic Games. It's not only going to be used by the team to develop the entire Minecraft experience with no chains and the rules that come along with Mojang and the whole banning of blockchain gaming, NFTs, etc. But it's going to unleash a lot of potential because other developers are going to be able to develop Web3 games on NFT Worlds, on MetaFab. Now going back to the stats that I talked about earlier, during the last run when NFT Worlds reached its all-time high, there were about 100 projects that wanted to develop games on NFT Worlds. But in this run right over here, you can check out the post by MetaFab, the NFT Worlds team. There's already over 500 projects that are looking to develop games. So I think this run, we're going to see a lot more action and utility once the game engine is released. Okay, so I got to stop right there. That brings me to a very important question that I get all the time. When is this game engine going to release? Well, I certainly don't know, but Temp and Arc will probably let us know anytime soon. So when is it? I know a lot of us are waiting and waiting. and waiting. So we're hoping to be able to hear some news about it soon. So I'm going to throw that over to Arc and Temp, and hopefully they will answer that question soon for us. So I don't have enough time in order to discuss every single feature that MetaFab is delivering, but here are several features why I think it would make it a frictionless and a great experience for not only devs but for gamers as well. So major innovation, number one, is gasless transaction. The user does not actually need tokens in order to pay for gas or signing transaction. I think that is one of the Achilles heel of all Web3 gaming developers. So the next major feature is that users do not need a crypto wallet. So they just need to create a username and password in order to join the game. This is similar to the Web2 experience where gamers come, they don't want to get involved with MetaMask and every single other wallet that they don't know nothing about. So we're going to make it frictionless in order for players to just sign up, log in, and be able to play the game. The third thing is the gaming ecosystem. Now think about the World token and NFT Worlds being exposed to 400 or 500 other projects and all the players that come along with them. This is going to give World a significant exposure. So I want to make one thing clear. Other developers are able to use either a World token or a token of their own, but World is supported. So ever since the rapid change in direction with the development of MetaFab, a couple of notable partnerships. Number one is it will be on Phantom. So if you've been following me along, you know that I'm a big Phantom bull. I made a whole video about that. We won't get into that today. The next one is BNB chain, which exposes NFT Worlds and MetaFab to a whole new level of different crowd. Arbitrum, which is a layer 2 on Ethereum, one of the hottest layer 2 right now. Treasure DAO, one of the biggest gaming ecosystems and community out there. So I think that's significant advantageous for NFT Worlds and MetaFab. MetaFab is a critical tool because it is the Unreal Engine to NFT Worlds. It's going to allow them to build out the Minecraft experience, and it solves a lot of pain points of Web3 gaming. So I don't have a crystal ball. I really don't know what's going to happen in the future, but I do think that NFT Worlds is headed towards the right direction. This is definitely not about NFT bros versus gaming bros, not about Web2 versus Web3 games. At the heart of this fight, it's about building a game that is seamless, frictionless, and allows for you to own your own digital assets so that you can decide what happens with it. Because we don't want to end up in a scenario where with one click, any gaming development studio can turn off the rights to all your digital assets. So the other complaint that I get all the time is that why didn't NFT Worlds go out there and create their own game? Why did they copy Minecraft and end up in this situation? If you take a look at history, in order to come up with a great product, one of the best ways to do it is to simply copy the best that's out there right now. Fortnite was not always popular. In 2017, they only had 1 million players. So what was their solution? Well, they actually took and copied another game, PUBG, and introduced Battle Royale. It was only after Battle Royale being introduced to Fortnite, up until that point, PUBG was actually in the lead. They had 5 million players compared to Fortnite's 1 million player. So you can see that great ideas throughout time has been copied numerous times before. So with everything that's been going on in the NFT Worlds and MetaFab's ecosystem, you have a really hard decision. So what are you going to do?
You stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Is the truth, nothing more.
So let's talk about tokenomics. So first I'm going to review the previous tokenomics right over here. I'm going to bring up this chart so that you can see. So this is the first version of tokenomics. The max supply is 5 billion. The team only gets 5%. This has already been delivered, the 10% in December 21 and Feb of 2022. The staking reserve was 35%, and then the play to earn rewards was 50%. If you look at tokenomics V2, the max supply is still 5 billion. That was voted on by the community in the migration from V1 to V2 and respected by the team. The team still keeps their 5%, the 10% claim we talked about. The staking rewards is still 35%, but the major change is right here. 10% is actually allocated to the liquidity world staking. That's 10%. And then 12%, notice that a major change is the CXX, so the centralized exchange listing. So places like Binance and other centralized exchanges, nobody knows which exchange they're going to be using or be listing at, but there's actually 12% reserved for that. And then the play to earn rewards has been reduced to 28%. So that's the major change. So I don't think that it's a massive change, but it does reflect the direction of where NFT Worlds is going, and it does give us a glimpse about the direction of the World token. So just really quickly about the team, I'm not going to go in depth because Ark and Dev has already done a great thread about his history, his love for coding, his love for programming, getting into multiple different businesses, his failures, and why he's here today. So Ark Dev has done already an incredible thread. I highly recommend you to go through it and then take a look for yourself. There's many other members of the team as well playing in the background. One notable member that I want to talk about is Danny Petty. He's actually the lead UI and the lead designer for the team. He's worked with amazing companies like Google, Airbnb, Adobe, and many others. So if you take a look at his profile right over here, you can see that this guy has worked with some of the best companies out there, and his work is actually really good. If you go through and you scroll through, you can see NFT Worlds right over here, Grey Boy Science Lab right over here, and you can see tons of his design work. So this guy is an expert at what he does, and I do believe that Danny is going to be delivering a great experience for the NFT World crowd. So finally, let's talk about price prediction for a moment and where I think NFT Worlds is heading. But before we start there, remember, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not telling you to buy NFT Worlds. I'm just simply looking at the future of where NFT Worlds can get to. Now, in their previous session, NFT Worlds ran up to 62 cents, which was $200 million of market cap. Of course, this has dropped to 99%. At their lowest was 0.004. of a cent of what they're worth down to 2 million market cap. Now, if you compare NFT Worlds to their peers within the market, so I mainly use two examples in terms of metaverse gaming. One is Mana. So if you take a look right over here, at today's price and value, NFT Worlds is at a 0.02, whereas Mana is still at 61 cents. At this rate, NFT Worlds would need to go up by 89 times, so 89x, in order to meet the market cap of Mana. And then the other example that I always compare NFT Worlds to is the Sandbox. So a very similar gaming metaverse ecosystem. Of course, Sand has major investments and tons of VCs and investors. Right now, Sand is trading at 64 cents. In order for NFT Worlds to match the market cap of Sand, it would actually have to rise by 94x right over here. So NFT Worlds does have a long way to go compared to its competitors. But if you look at everything in totality, with the delivery of MetaFab, the new game engine, with the possibility of having 400 or 500 other projects develop on MetaFab, thus exposing the NFT world to that ecosystem, I think that the all-time high of 62 cents is going to be surpassed easily within the next bull market. So if you enjoyed this video and learned something about Web3 gaming or NFT worlds, please give it a like, consider following, and I will see you during the next video.